Have you ever noticed how some people can just walk into a room, say absolutely nothing, and instantly command everyone's respect? Well, here is the harsh but honestly fascinating truth. People really don't listen to your words first. They read your body language. Long before you even open your mouth, your posture, your movements, and your expressions are basically broadcasting a massive signal to the world. They're telling everyone around you whether you're a powerful leader or a weak follower. Now, if you feel like you're constantly being ignored or just kind of sidelined, the problem might not actually be what you're saying. It's probably those silent signals you're sending out. So, in this explainer, we're going to decode the absolute secrets of dominant presence using an incredible 8-step body language guide drawn straight from our source material. Let's dive in.
Okay, we gotta move fast because honestly, the clock is ticking. 7. That is the exact number of seconds it takes for a human brain to evaluate you when you meet someone new. I mean, think about that. In a mere 7 seconds, people have subconsciously judged your level of authority, your confidence, and your power. No pressure, right? I actually used to struggle with this myself, just feeling totally invisible in a room. But then I realized something huge. Presence isn't an accident. It is a completely learnable skill. And by the end of this explainer, you are going to have the exact tools to flip that 7-second judgment entirely in your favor.
To make this super actionable, we'll break it down into 4 key sections: mastering movement in space, the power of pacing, face and head control, and finally, the ultimate leader mindset. Starting right off with Section 1, Mastering Movement in Space, which covers Steps 1, 2, and 5. So Step 1 is all about achieving the purposeful stride. Picture the follower walk for a second. Walking too fast out of nervousness makes you look like you're, frantically searching for the nearest restroom. But on the flip side, walking too slow signals laziness. Both instantly scream weakness. Now contrast that with the leader walk. This is a purposeful stride. Your shoulders are broad, your head is held straight and high, and your hands move naturally. You aren't rushing, but you aren't dragging your feet either. You're walking like someone who is completely, 100% in control of their destination. When you enter a room like this, people just naturally bring their attention to you. It's like a magnet. Moving to Step 2, front exposure. Now, when we feel nervous, our subconscious instinct is literally to protect our vital organs. We cross our arms, maybe we clutch a coffee cup right to our chest, or we bury our face in a phone to build a physical shield. To project a leadership aura, you have to shift into confidence mode. Keep your front entirely clear and exposed. Let those arms fall naturally. Present an open chest to the world. It shows you have absolutely nothing to hide and nothing to fear. And honestly, doing just this one thing boosts your perceived dominance by like 70%.
Step 5 ties into this perfectly. Fill your space. Powerful people own the real estate they occupy. Whatever you do, don't shrink into corners or fold yourself up like origami just to take up less room. Sit comfortably, uncross your arms and legs, and claim your space like you absolutely belong there. This natural sense of ownership subtly forces others to respect and value your presence. We just naturally gravitate toward people who look completely comfortable in their own skin.
All right. Our second pillar is the power of pacing, and this covers Steps 3 and 4. Step 3 introduces a concept I absolutely love. It's called the slow motion effect. Powerful people never, ever look rushed. Nervousness almost always shows up through fast, erratic movements, right? Rapidly blinking, snapping your head around every time a door opens, or constantly fidgeting. The slow motion effect means deliberately putting the brakes on your physical reactions. You move with a calculated pause. When you move and react in this incredibly controlled manner, you radiate an aura of deep composure. You're showing the world that you aren't easily startled, you aren't desperate to please, and that makes you look incredibly dominant.
Now, Step 4 applies this exact same pacing to your words through what we call silence power. Notice this 70-30 split here. 70% listening, 30% speaking. Look, if you're constantly talking and never letting anyone else get a word in edgewise, you kind of act like a chattering parrot, and it totally dilutes your aura. You start to look weak and, honestly, a bit eager for validation. The truly dominant person in any room is usually the quiet observer. They listen 70% of the time, and when they do use that remaining 30% to speak, it is deliberate, it is purposeful, and it commands absolute attention. Basically, let your silence do the heavy lifting for you. Okay, Pillar 3. Face and head control. We're going to look at Steps 6 and 8.
Step 6 tackles the trap of over-nodding. So, we're all taught to nod to show we're listening, sure. But taking this to the extreme, nodding continuously and rapidly, makes you look like a bobblehead just desperate for approval. It completely broadcasts a need to people-please. Compare that to the fixed head. True leaders keep their heads relatively still. They only give a nod when a deeply profound or genuinely necessary point is made. This stillness projects immense authority.
It sends a subliminal message that your agreement is valuable. It has to be earned. It's not just given away for free.
Step 8 expands on this with overall facial stillness. Bouncing between nervous laughter, wide eyes, and darting glances, that's going to make you look highly anxious. And definitely avoid repeatedly touching your face. It's a classic nervous tic we use to self-soothe. Instead, try to maintain a relaxed, natural smile. And most importantly, hold steady eye contact with the person speaking. People with high leadership auras just maintain a composed face. They don't let every single passing emotion physically hijack their features.
And that brings us to our fourth and final pillar, the ultimate leader mindset, which features Step 7.
Step 7 is simple, but it is a total game changer. Own your situation. You need to adopt this powerful mantra right now. Act like you are the hero of the movie. Seriously. So many people walk into a room and instantly shrink themselves by comparing themselves to everyone else. They think, oh, that person is better dressed, or they're way more successful, and boom, self-doubt physically collapses their posture. To project real power, you have to mentally own the room first. Step into any environment with the unshakable belief that you are the main character. You belong there, and you bring something entirely unique to the table. When you truly, genuinely believe this internally, your body naturally opens up, and that confident aura just pours out of you.
So let's bring it all together. The leadership framework we've decoded from our source material today is this. Master your space with a purposeful stride, an exposed front, and by filling the room. Control your pacing through the slow motion effect and the 70-30 silence rule. Still your face by keeping a fixed head, steady eye contact, and dropping those erratic expressions. And above all else, own your mindset by acting like the hero of your own movie. Guys, these aren't just minor little tweaks. This is a structured, proven system to systematically shift how the world perceives you. It's the roadmap from being ignored to being deeply respected.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. How are you going to walk into your next room? Are you going to shrink back as a follower? Or are you going to stride in with the slow, deliberate power of a true leader? Because knowledge means absolutely nothing if you don't apply it. Drop the word okay or the phrase body language in the comments below to seal your commitment today. The world is watching you. What story is your body telling them?